a revelation that will change your life. I died, and the Holy Spirit revealed something terrifying to me. What I saw on the other side left me speechless, and now I need to share this truth with you. Time is running out, and many are blind to what really matters. Are you prepared for eternity? Watch until the end and discover the divine warning that can transform your life forever. Leave a like if this message touched your heart. Comment, "I am ready to live for God." Share this with someone who needs to hear this truth. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for more impactful revelations. I never imagined that death would come so quickly. One second I was breathing, feeling my heart beating inside my chest, and the next everything went dark. No pain, no anguish, just an overwhelming silence, followed by an indescribable lightness. When I opened my eyes again, I was no longer in the world I knew. My body had been left behind, and before me, a majestic presence revealed itself. I needed no explanation to know who it was. The Holy Spirit was there. His glory was incomprehensible, and his voice was not sound, but truth penetrating my soul. The first thing that came to me was a question. Is this the end? But before I could express it, I was seized by a revelation that tore me away from any selfish thought. I saw the world, not as I knew it, but as it truly was. An invisible war, a battle between light and darkness, where souls were the true currency. "Look," said the Holy Spirit, and I saw. The world was wrapped in illusions, distractions that pulled people away from their essence. Money, power, momentary pleasures, all were a veil covering the truth. And the truth was that eternity existed, and few were prepared for it. The voices of those crying out for mercy echoed, but not for lack of opportunities. No, they had been blinded by their own choices. Life had been a proving ground, and most were walking toward the abyss without realizing it. Like a man who falls asleep in a drifting boat, many simply let themselves be carried away by the current, unaware that the final destination was a fatal fall. And then I saw something even more frightening. Many who believed they were on the right path were actually lost. People who attended churches, who spoke of God, who quoted verses, but whose hearts were far from him. Religiosity without intimacy, words without transformation, actions without love. They were like whitewashed tombs, beautiful on the outside but full of death on the inside. And there was the most terrifying thing of all. They did not realize their own state. "They call me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me," said the Holy Spirit. And I wept. Then I was led to see my own life. Every thought, every act, every omission. Everything was exposed, and there was no way to argue, justify, or hide. I saw the wasted opportunities, the moments when I could have loved more, forgiven more, sought more. I saw the words that hurt, the attitudes that pushed people away, the excuses I made to avoid fully surrendering. Shame consumed me. "Lord, I didn't know." I tried to say, but the truth burned inside me. I did know. I always knew. The gentle voice of the Holy Spirit had always called me, always warned me, but how many times had I ignored it? How many times had I preferred the comfort of my own will instead of obedience? And then came the question, if you had one more day, what would you do? If I knew I had one more day on earth, I would love without reservation. I would forgive without hesitation. I would speak of God without fear. I would seek His presence like the air I breathe. I wouldn't care about the opinions of others. I wouldn't waste time on trivialities. I would live for Him. And then the answer came like thunder inside me. Why didn't you do that before? I was seized by deep despair. Give me another chance. Let me go back. I will change. I will live differently. But eternity had already been sealed. Then the Holy Spirit looked at me, and in an instant, I realized something I had not expected: mercy. Not as a human feeling, but as something so vast and infinite that my mind could not fully comprehend it. There was no condemnation in His eyes, but an immeasurable sorrow. A sorrow not for my death, but for all the opportunities one had wasted while there was still time. And then something happened. Like a gust of wind, my consciousness was pulled back. I felt my body again. My heart raced. My lungs filled with air. I was alive. I woke up gasping, tears streaming down my face. I looked around, feeling the weight of that experience etched into my soul. It was not a dream. It was a warning. Since that day, I have never been the same. Now I know the truth. Life is brief, and eternity is real. There is no time to waste. God calls us every moment, and tomorrow is not ours to claim. What will you do with this revelation?